Hey, hold your horses. We need to prepare for a ride. Did you know it is best to put a saddle on a horse before you ride it? Do you know what a saddle is and how to safely and properly saddle a horse? Do you know how to use other tack like horse brushes, hoof picks, bits, and bridles? Hi, my name is Hannah Nienhaus and I am an equestrian. That's just a fancy word for a person who knows about horses. I am taking a horse project this year, and today I am going to teach you how to saddle a horse, as well as answer these questions. Before we saddle our horse, there are things that we need to know and things that we need to do to prepare the horse before you saddle it. Before we saddle our horse, we need to groom our horse. This means to clean it or brush it. There are multiple different kinds of horse brushes, such as the comb, the curry comb, the hard brush, and the soft brush. The comb is used for the long hair of the mane and tail. The curry comb is used for loosening up the mud and dirt that might be stuck to the horse's fur. The hard brush brings the dirt to the surface, while the soft brush gets rid of the dirt. Another thing that is important is the hoof pick. The hoof pick removes the rocks, mud, and dirt that might be stuck in the horse's hooves. Once you groom your horse, you're almost ready for the saddle. Keep in mind that not all horse saddles are the same. There are different kinds of saddles for different purposes or types of riding. Saddles can be divided into two main categories: English and Western saddles. A Western saddle has a horn. Not a horn like a cow or a bull might have, or a car or a truck might have. It's just a small piece that sticks off of the front of the saddle that cowboys could tie their ropes to. English saddles don't have horns. This is an English saddle. English saddles are used for events such as jumping, polo, and racing. Western saddles are used for barrel riding, weaving, rodeos, and trail rides. Before we put the saddle on our horse, we need the saddle pad. The saddle pad is just as the name applies, a pad or a cushion that goes between the horse and the saddle. There are two different kinds of saddles, one made for a Western saddle and one made for, you guessed it, English saddles. A Western saddle pad is more square for the square base of the Western saddle. An English saddle pad is rounded on the edges for the rounded base of an English saddle. Before we put the saddle pad on our horse, I want to tell you that this is going to be my pretend horse today. Here is the horse's tail, here is the back, and here is the horse's head. Now, approaching the horse from the left side, you want to gently place your saddle pad over your horse's back and shoulders. The shoulders are also called the withers. In case you have not already figured this out, a saddle is a seat fastened to the back of the horse for riding. Now, when you pick up your saddle, you want to make sure that all the straps on the right side of the saddle are over the seat. Now, approaching the horse from the left side, again, you want to gently place your saddle over your horse's back and withers and the saddle pad. Now you want to take all your straps and put it back on the right side. Now I'm going to show you how to saddle. So I'm going to turn my horse around so you can see me saddling it. And now we need the girth. The girth is just the strap that holds the saddle in place while you ride so it doesn't slide around and cause you to fall off and get hurt. Now you want to take your strap, called the latigo, and you want to put it through the buckle on the girth. Now you want to take your latigo and take it under this flap and put it through this loop. Now the loop isn't always under this flap. The flap is called the seat jockey. So the loop isn't always under the seat jockey. It could be on this part here called the skirt. Now you want to take your latigo and you want to bring it down and put it back through the buckle on the girth. Now to tighten it, you want to pull it up to tighten it as tight as possible. Now if it gets twisted like that, you can just undo it and untwist it. And now you want to repeat the steps. You want to bring it under the seat jockey, put it back through the loop, and back through the buckle on the girth. Now again, you want to make sure it's not twisted or anything, and you want to pull it up to tighten it as tight as possible without hurting your horse. And you want to make sure you can fit 2 fingers between the girth and your horse. Now you want to take this little metal piece on your buckle and put it through one of these holes on your latigo. Now you want to take your remaining latigo and put it here with this flap with the slit in it called the latigo keeper. Now that you have the saddle on, you need the bridle. The bridle is what is used to steer or control the horse while you ride. The bridle has a piece that goes around the horse's ear, a piece that goes around the horse's muzzle, and a piece that goes in the horse's mouth called the bit. There are 2 kinds of bridles, one made for a Western bridle and one made for an English saddle. Now a Western bridle's muzzle piece is attached to the bits. An English bridle's muzzle piece is not. Once you have all that tack on your horse, you safely prepared your horse to be ridden. Your safety is important too. Always wear proper clothing and footwear, and always put a helmet on your head. You should wear long pants and boots. This is my helmet. Now before we ride, let's review. I taught you what a saddle is and how to safely and properly saddle a horse. I taught you how to use other tack like horse brushes, hoof picks, bits, and bridles. Finally, I advise you to always wear your helmet. Giddy up, we're ready to ride. That concludes my demonstration. Thank you for listening to me today. Are there any questions?